It's the end of November, so it's time to review my spending and see if I have stuck to budget and see whether or not I'm reaching my targets, and I'm going to start thinking about what's going to happen for next year. Each month I collect up all of the receipts for everything that I spent, and I then record them in my budget planner. I find it really helpful to keep the receipts because then I can know exactly how much I spent in each area, and even within spend I can also see then what specifically I have spent on within the month to see if I'm going too far in one direction or not spending enough in another, and just helps me to understand my spend and my habits and kind of spot any triggers or kind of times when I'm feeling like I am overwhelmed financially. I record each item under each category so that I can see it really clearly, and then I can sum up and get totals for each category. Hi, my name's Rachel. I do videos about decluttering, minimalism and my no spend year, and today we're going to look at how I've got on with my spend. So I track my everyday spend, my food and my petrol as my three things I track. So generally I do give specific budgets for food. I try and aim for about £70 a week. For this month, this means I have a budget of 280 because it's 4 weekends that fall within November in this pay bracket for me. And so I try and have that kind of cap. Sometimes I have gone a little bit over. The last few months I have been pretty much on target, which is really nice. And for petrol I allocate about £40 a week, and for spend it's £100, and that's the thing that I have struggled with the most this year. I think it would be fair to say I've done a low buy year rather than a no buy, but I'm working on it. I've got some ideas in place for next year. Let's go in with the good old food. So I have been really good with meal planning. There has been the odd slip, as in like I've just cooked something different that wasn't on the plan, but it kind of worked and didn't really impact much. And generally I have just done my big shops. I think my sticking point this time was that I thought I had a £10, no, I thought I had a £7 off voucher for Tesco in my slip of vouchers that came through, but it didn't actually, it wasn't valid for the week that I thought. So I'd kind of topped up with things that I will need, but I just didn't have to buy them that week. So although I have spent a little bit more on some weeks, I know that it will even out over the next month. So I had a budget of 280 and I spent 311, and I think that is my slip up, because I think before I'd added on the extra stuff I was between £40 and £50 for that week budget, and I took it up to 70 thinking I had this voucher, and then I realised that I couldn't use it. I mean, I could use it the next week, it's fine, but it just squiffed me a little bit because I was doing really well at sticking to budget. So that has thrown me. This is why you have to be careful with vouchers and coupons. Don't buy things just because you got a coupon or just because you have to spend a certain amount. Only do it if it's products that you're going to use, so at least I know it is stuff I'm going to use, so I've not lost out. So I'm definitely going to be mindful of that going into December. I haven't checked actually. Ooh, yeah, December is one of those 5 weekend months, so I have got a little bit of a bigger budget. It is 350, but obviously that covers 5 weekends. Same for petrol, but chances are it won't be much more because I won't really go anywhere. And hopefully, fingers crossed, spend will be low. But let's go back to this month. So petrol wise, I also have a budget of 160, so about £40 a week, and I spent 146, so I'm on par with what I normally spend. Nothing extravagant has happened this month, so it kind of evens out the slight excess on the food. So it just gives me that little wiggle room in my budget, which I kind of know is there, but also if I need it, I need it as well. If you like this video so far, don't forget to hit subscribe and press the bell so that you get the notifications about my next videos. It does make a difference. I really appreciate any views and any comments and any likes on any of my posts and any of my videos. So please do keep liking, commenting, etc. I really appreciate it. Spend wise, I have £100 full spend. I know some of you might think that that's quite a lot, but the idea was that I was planning in tickets and things. So this is what I need to think about for next year is, am I tracking that? Am I adding that into that £100, or am I actually doing that as a separate spare money kind of thing? That's what I need to think about. So this month I have done some gifts. I've bought makeup, I've bought some clothing for my son and a bag for my son and a few sweet treats as well. I keep going to go up for treats, but it's a little guilty pleasure, and I think I work hard enough, and sometimes you just need to get through. That is where I'm at. Spend wise, I have spent £89, which I think is pretty good. Makeup was just replacement makeup, and gifts were obviously gifts. I feel like that was a little bit more constructive use of spend than previous months. I obviously had my birthday this month, so I did have some birthday money. So my rule generally is that birthday money or vouchers or coupons or gift cards can be spent on whatever I choose. So I did treat myself to a jumper and to a skirt. So that is what I've done with some of my money. Not all of it, I haven't spent it all, but it's just a little treat to me, something that I wanted that I felt like I was missing from my wardrobe. And I've already mapped out when I'm going to use my skirt because it's a bit of a glittery sequin one. So I know I've got some events coming up that I can use that skirt. So I've already factored in my usage out of it. Generally, I feel like that was pretty much on target for my spend. I definitely need to think about how I can make it a no-buy year next year rather than a low buy, which is more what I've done. So I'm going to think about my plan and get ready for the new year, and I'll do a new video with how to prep for a new year, and I'll share kind of my planner and stuff that I use. At the minute I've got the Go Girl budget planner, but I have opted for a different one that is wire bound, and it pretty much has exactly the same layout inside it. I'm not sure if that's copyright. So it still gives you a monthly overview, it still gives you space to track your expenses, to track your savings and to track your debt. So I'm definitely going to utilise, I have not saved this year at all, and I think that is the big change that I need to make. I think that will help me to stick to a budget, and I think that will help me plan out my money better, because not having a savings goal meant that I just kind of was a bit blasé on some months and just thought, oh, I'm just going to get this, or treat myself because I feel a bit down, or because I've not enjoyed myself, or just felt like I'm missing out. So I've kind of compensated by buying things. But the good thing is I've recognised that, and that's not easy to do, to spot your triggers. So now that I know my triggers, I am going to be a bit more mindful when I'm entering those kind of phases and see if I can be kinder to myself, but in other ways than spending. So I need a really good savings goal to work towards, and I also need some motivation. So I need to think about how I'm going to motivate myself so that I can really do a no-buy year. But I will show you my new budget planner in my prep video, so hopefully that will be ready for you soon. And I should be back for more videos. Take care, bye.